Hello, hello everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to the Gluten-Free Italian. I am cooking today with my mom, and we are making a Italian recipe that is a family recipe. I don't even think we've ever seen this when we've gone out to dinner anywhere.
Oh no, this is never anywhere.
No, this is definitely a Sermonaro
Italian
recipe.
Yep.
And it is basically a roasted chicken, and you can roast the chicken however you want to roast the chicken, but the main ingredient is going to be the sausage stuffing that we're going to show you. And of course, we are making this today gluten-free, and it is going to be just as delicious as the gluten-filled version, as I like to say. But I'm gonna let my mom is gonna walk me through this more or less. I've only made it a couple of times, but then I realized with talking to my mom this week, I was actually making it wrong. I was making it with gluten-free stuffing mix that I would make my gluten-free stuffing. Yeah. And my mom said, no, you use breadcrumbs. I'm like, what? I mean, doing that extra work for nothing.
Gluten-free breadcrumbs.
Right. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get that started right now. I'm going to grab
seasoned gluten-free breadcrumbs.
Right, seasoned gluten-free breadcrumbs. Right, Mom. So we are putting in about, what's this, a pound and a half, a package and a half of sausage. So this is Italian bulk sausage. You can use, a different sausage if you want to, but this is what we're going to be using for our recipe today. And then we're going to add a little bit of garlic. You said a little bit of crushed garlic?
Crushed garlic.
Okay. So we've got a little bit here that I already had prepared and ready. You're going to be surprised how quick and easy this is. The time-consuming part, honestly, is the roasting the chicken. Right. And we put that in. Actually, we haven't checked it. We probably need to check. I'll check that as soon as we're done here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in here. See, not a lot. Just one clove, and it doesn't even have to be a large clove of garlic because there's so much that goes into here from a seasoning standpoint because you have the seasoned gluten-free breadcrumbs. And again, if you want to make this with gluten, go for it. It's just use the regular seasoned breadcrumbs. That's all. But we are gluten-free. So everything we're doing is translated into a gluten-free recipe. Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on the stove. And then we're going to talk about some of the other ingredients, too, as we make our salad on top of it. Okay. So let's talk about, first of all, the history of this wonderful recipe, Mom, because this has been around for a long time.
It has been around for a long time, but I have to really say I didn't know about this recipe till I married your dad and got into the Sermonaro family.
Right.
And so my mother-in-law has made this for years. I don't know exactly where she got the recipe, but she always even stuffed her turkey like this, a roasting chicken, which we're doing today. And it's very good, and it's not that difficult at all.
Oh, no, it's so fast.
It's very, very tasty.
Yes. And so, let me go ahead and get a lid for this really quick so we can cook a little faster. And so you're going to see the end result. And what else do we put in it?
We put the Parmesan
cheese and mozzarella. Because, we're Italian. So we have to make this as fattening as possible. Otherwise, what's the point? Not even cooking, right? So we're gonna
do that. Yes.
We're gonna add that, and then the breadcrumbs, and then we mix all that together, and then you put it in the oven. Now,
no, wait. If it's not moist enough, we add more melted butter and a little bit of the chicken broth.
Right, which we did today with the first batch that we made. But you do have to put it in the oven. And previously, like you said, Grandma used to.
She would stuff
the turkey or the chicken with it. I don't like putting my stuffing inside a raw bird, so I cook it. I bake it separately always. So that's how we got to that point. Let me see what's going on with this because it's taken a little bit of time to get moving. So, Mom. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and this shouldn't take too long. It usually takes only a few minutes to get that moving. For some reason, the burner's starting a little slow. But we've got our water. We've got our water going also for the pasta. And we've already made some pasta as well. I have to check the chicken. Hold on. Let me see. I have chicken.
I think we may have to uncover it.
And see how it's doing. Do you see this old pot? These are the old pots that we used to have. Oh, that looks great. I actually wouldn't uncover it. I think we should keep it covered.
Yeah.
Wait until you see this at the end, everyone. Perfect. And what I do with the chicken is we just put some melted some butter and put put that on the chicken before we put it in the oven. I added some Italian seasoning, dry Italian seasoning. If I were home, from my garden, I probably would have stuffed the bird with rosemary, basil, and oregano, and maybe a little bit of thyme from my garden. But we're not home, so I didn't bring the fresh herbs with me, so we did that instead. And then I also stuffed it with garlic cloves. I put about 4 garlic cloves in the chicken, in the cavity of the chicken. So we're going to go ahead while we're waiting for the sausage to start. We're also going to go ahead and make a salad. And I wanted to show you all this salad dressing recipe that I've made for years, and I just really love it. We've always used it as our Italian dressing. So I've got right here 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add balsamic vinegar. I like the balsamic vinegar. That's what we use. I've got my mom hooked on the olive oil and the balsamic from my favorite store, Kalamazoo Olive Oil store. And then my trick is Mrs. Dash. That's what I use in my salad dressing, my Italian salad dressing, all the time, Mrs. Dash. So I would say I probably put about a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon. I think that's a teaspoon. Teaspoon and a half right there, and then a little bit of salt, some basil. Again, we're using dried because that's what we've got. And I would say it's about a 1/2 teaspoon of basil. And of course some oregano. I love oregano. And that's what, about 3/4 of a teaspoon?
Yeah.
I think there.
Usually about that.
Okay, I'm gonna put that to the side. And then we're gonna go ahead, let me see how this is doing real quick. Oh, can hear it sizzling. There's one away. You wanna turn this on?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll let you turn that. Well, I got the salad out.
I think we need a drop of oil in this stuff.
You think we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sticky
Here we go.
olive oil, yeah. Okay, good.
There we go. Olive oil. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut up my salad. I didn't cut it up beforehand. We're going to cut it up now. I knew we would have some time to kill. And then I also, really quickly, want to talk about some other healthy ideas and things to add to our lifestyle. I actually started today on this new vitamin pack. It's an Opti pack and it's filled with all kinds of great nutrition. And then, as you know, I love my collagen. So I want to talk about that and how important it is with gut health. So there's 2 capsules in this body pack that address specifically our gut health, which is so important for us. So we're going to add this in. And I love, I don't know if any of you have ever used hearts of palm. Really good, a really good healthy treat to add into your salad. So I always do that when possible. I also like adding sunflower seeds too into my salad, but we don't have those today. So we'll add that, some hearts of palm. And of course we have to add some tomatoes to bring some color into it. And black olives, because Mom, we're big on black olives,
yeah, definitely.
And of course, our tomatoes. Go ahead and add a few of those. You got it, or you want me to?
No, what's on that good?
Okay, so we'll go ahead and cut these real quick, if my knife wants to cut. So, Mom.
Yeah.
Come on back over here.
Okay. Hold on, just a little red meat here. I could mix
and then we'll bring that back over here, right? I'll grab that in a minute. Okay. Yeah. And bring that over here. So,
you got to order something?
Yeah, I'll get it for definitely.
It's not quite ready, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to wait another minute. Okie dokie. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to mix my salad dressing. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to add the salad dressing at least 30 minutes before I'm going to serve the salad. And the reason being, I'd like it to absorb in and really get the flavor of the salad dressing into the salad. Okay. And you have to try this. If you haven't, Mrs. Dash, I'm telling you that's the key.
That's the key.
And of course, you still have to add a little bit of salt to the dressing. Okay, here we go. That part's done. We'll watch and see how quickly the rest of this comes together. I'm going to go ahead, Mom.
Okay.
And bring this over here. That'll still cook too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Okay, so here is our sausage mixture. All done that quickly. That was only what, like 10 minutes, Mom, maybe?
Barely.
Barely 10 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a casserole dish. So I need to get a casserole dish.
Right.
So that we can mix it. And what I do is I just go ahead and I mix it in the casserole dish itself.
Yeah.
Because I am all about the less pans I have to wash, the better. So we're going to put this in the casserole dish and we'll mix it in there. And we'll do a little bit at a time. We'll get one of the big things. And we're going to put this in here, just like this. And like my mom said, we may need to add some butter. So, you know, here's the thing. You can make this less fattening. You could use olive oil in place of the butter. You can use chicken broth in place of the butter. It doesn't have to be a huge fattening meal. So, and again, and I've said this before, we don't eat like this every day.
Oh, no.
If we ate like this every day, we would, probably not, we would have some health issues for sure. Our doctors would be saying, what is going on?
These are special occasion
Meals. Right.
meals.
We didn't have them every day, but this is a great meal to make. And it's also, once again, you know how big I am about making things ahead. Mm-hmm. And I love to do that. And I love to put it in the freezer and then take it out and then bake it. So this is another one of these things where we can put all the ingredients together for it and then put it in the freezer if you're not going to make it for a couple of days, or you know you're going to plan for next week, and then you take it out, you let it thaw out, and then you go ahead and you just pop it in the oven. So easy. But with that in mind, what are my next ingredients,
Your next
Mom?
ingredients are the breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. We're going to
gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Seasoned.
Yes. And so, because I measure so well, but I'm going to say... Mom, I'm going to leave this to you. Guesstimate how much we're going to be putting in of the breadcrumbs.
I would estimate that we put at least, I think that's about 3/4 of a cup to a cup.
We think we need more.
I think we need a little more. So I think you need a whole cup.
Yeah, I would say definitely a whole cup. Either a cup to a cup and a half. Honestly. And that's honestly to taste, too. It really depends on whether you want more breadcrumbs in your stuffing mix, and that really is what it boils down to, don't you think?
Now yes, definitely.
So I'm gonna say go for the cup and a half.
Yeah, I would go for the cup and a half.
Okay.
Next is your Parmesan.
Okay.
Or Romano, whichever you have.
Okay, so we're gonna go with this, and we are going to put at least a half a cup of this in here.
Yeah, definitely.
And I know we already are seasoned with the seasoned breadcrumbs, but we definitely want to add.
You have to.
Yeah, that's otherwise it's just not our recipe. I love that Grandma Sermonaro came up with this.
Yeah.
She had, oh my gosh, she was such a good cook.
She was an excellent cook.
She was my grandmother that she would make the pasta because my grandmother Sermonaro and my grandpa Sermonaro were from Italy.
Right.
And Grandpa came over first and then sent for Grandma, right? And she would actually make the pasta from hand. It was so incredible. And she would roll it out. And I don't think they had the machine way back when.
Not way back when we didn't have the machine, she would roll it out.
Right.
And then she would sort of roll it for the noodles.
Right.
And she would cut them in strips. And then we would in those days, we would put a clean sheet on the bed
Yeah.
and dry the noodles on the bed. And then raviolis, same way.
Right. I
Yeah.
cannot tell you how many times I would walk into grandma's house, and there would be walk in the spare bedroom, and there's the sheet, and it's just the bed is covered with noodles, homemade noodles. So, okay, how much of the mozzarella?
I would say at least a half cup to 3/4 of a cup.
I'm going to say a cup.
A cup? Well, if you want to put a cup, we could put a cup. It won't matter. But I don't think this is moist enough.
No, I agree with you. It's not moist enough. So do we want to add, I think, should we go a little less fattening maybe and add the...
just the broth.
The broth.
Let's do that.
So we'll go ahead and we will add our broth, because it's amazing how quickly the breadcrumbs absorb everything, all of the moisture, of course, in here. Okay, so I'm going to put 3/4 of a cup. And I think that, we should probably, I don't know, it looks like it needs even a little more.
It needs a little more.
So,
now,
this is going to be so delicious.
Yeah, if you had the butter in there, then you
Right.
would use less of the chicken broth.
Right. But I'm trying to go at least a little bit healthier
Yeah.
here.
Right.
My son, he was just looking, he's like, he can't wait. He loves this recipe.
Yeah.
And the last time I made it for him, I actually made it with the stuffing mix. So this is going to be
And
a
it still
different.
came okay?
Oh, it came great. Everybody liked it. I made it when I was in Texas
Yeah.
with Dave and Angela. So we're done with this part now, right,
Mhm.
Mom?
We're done
Oh my
with that.
gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take out the one that we've already had cooking. Oh my goodness, it looks so good, Mom.
Yeah.
Put that there. Ooh.
Grab that.
Okay. I'm going to put this one in.
Yep.
And I'm going to have to put it next to the chicken.
Yep.
Okay. So now, and I will take a picture at the end when we've served everything up so you can see everything. My son, this is what he just wrote out and gave us. It smells great. Okay. So I'm so glad. That's so funny. So I know, I always say, I wish we had smell vision so you all can
I
smell
know.
it. So here is what we have now. We're going to mix this up, right, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I already made some gluten-free noodles, which means this will be my batch because nobody else wants to eat the gluten-free with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the way it takes to the bottom, too. And oh, this
Mhm.
looks so good. All right, so you just saw what it looked like just a second ago. So now I've mixed it up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the pasta that I made, put it in here, and then we're going to mix it together. Now, Mom, usually when we mix this together, we have some of the broth of the chicken, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get some of the broth out
Yeah.
from the chicken.
If the chicken's done, we could put it on top of the stove for now.
We haven't checked to see it, so we do need to check and see if it's done.
But
You're
we
right.
definitely need the broth.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just doing just a little bit here, just so we can see. And then I'm going to access our chicken. That looks so good too.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to move this, Mom.
Do we need a bigger board? I got bigger boards, you know.
That's okay
Well, if you're going to take the whole thing out.
right now.
Oh, okay.
You want to put that up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This way you can show them what you're doing.
Okay. Careful, it's hot.
I know. Okay. There you go.
A lot of hotness. Okay, so here is our chicken.
And that looked
So we'll
delicious.
slice that up, but what we're going to do, the reason we took it out now, is because we need the juice, some of the juice from the chicken, to put on our pasta, to mix everything together and blend it all together. So let me get this. It's so different when you're not working in your own kitchen.
Yeah.
So like, wait a minute, trying to organize everything and get coordinated. And I haven't cooked in a few weeks. So, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this in the pasta. Are we not, Mom?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to put, look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So good.
Pasta with stuffing.
Yep. It's so good.
That's what you just heard me say.
Italian style.
Pasta with stuffing. Okay, Mom. Now, next. Do you want to? I'm going to let you put the juice because you know. Here. Do you want me to
here.
pull it up for you?
Yeah.
There we go. Hold on. Don't hold it because it's hot.
Here. Let me put the dish right
Okay.
here. Because it has to be moist enough. And the broth of the chicken, like this, is making it really tasty.
Okay, so she just put 4 big scoops of the chicken broth onto this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to mix it around. Gabe, do you want to come taste this even though it's gluten-free?
I'm good.
Yeah, it really is just as good, Gabe.
I'm good. Okay, so here we go. We're mixing it together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love this. It smells so good.
Smells
I really
so
wish.
good.
Mom, I'm going to get you a fork so you can taste it too.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move the turkey out of the chicken, not turkey, but it kind of makes me think of turkey.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
Where Grandma Sermonaro always did her turkey that way.
Oh, she did always do
Always.
her turkey that way?
Yeah.
Say, now we're going to try this and see how it tastes. I know it's going to taste good because there's just no way it could not taste good. It's hard with gluten-free noodles, I have to tell you.
Yes.
It's hard to, you can't really like twirl
them like you want
like
to.
you want to, exactly.
Mmm. Perfect.
Mmm.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
This is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you would like the recipe, please. Hey, Marie. If you would like the recipe, please follow me on Instagram. Follow my YouTube page, Gluten Free Italian. Lots of recipes there from the unhealthy ones like this that are so incredibly delicious to the ones that have a little healthier flair. I have some vegetarian dishes on there, turning burgers on their head and all kinds of things. So please feel free to follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, and we'll be cooking again with my mom. So
we'll see you again.
we will see you again. Before we leave, I do want my mom, you've got to tell that story about the collagen. Because my mom's been taking the collagen for a year now? Or over a year.
I had my knee surgery a year ago, January 28th. And I went for my yearly checkup and my 6-month checkup and all that. And the last checkup I had, well, the 6-month one that I've had, when the orthopedic surgeon examined me and he says, where's the scar? I said, it's there. He says, I've been known to do a lot of things, Janet, but I have never made a scar disappear. And that's because of the collagen. The collagen healed the incision like unbelievable, total knee replacement, and it's just amazing how the collagen healed it.
And then on top of that, you went to see the doctor this year because you were supposed to have surgery on your
Oh,
other knee,
yes,
right?
yes. When I went January this year for my yearly checkup, they did more x-rays and everything, and he says, because the right knee was actually not in good shape either. So they took it he says, you're still not in pain on your right knee? I says, no. This was the left knee that was done first. And I says, no. And he says, well, let me take another x-ray, but there's just a little space there. It's not quite bone on bone, but he says, if you don't need it, we're not doing it. And I said, well, my age. And he says, nope, we're not doing it.
I'm so glad. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, actually. All right, so here is our plated dinner. Very simple. We have our macaroni. Our chicken will be placed on here and join the little duo. And then we have our salad. So, bon appetit from the Gluten Free Italian and the Gluten Free Italian's mom.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Ciao.